I have the fan which is working. I hope it doesn't make too much noise near the camera, but I can't handle it without the fan. It's some wind. Anyway, tonight I'm going to talk about what I've been postponing all the time since 2 weeks now. I'm going to talk about actually 2 articles which have been written on Mark Hollis and TalkTalk, but I found them on internet, so I'm going to tell you. But first, before I start, I have a great news. I got my extension of stay. It means that I'm allowed to stay 2 more years in Los Angeles. Actually, it's only 1 year and a half now, because I've been waiting 6 months for this extension of stay. So it's not 2 years anymore, it's 1 year and a half. So I suppose you don't care, it doesn't concern you, but it has an effect on you. I will tell you why. Because even if it's not your problem, it means that I'm allowed to stay here, so I won't have to take a plane to go back to Paris and come back here and okay. So it means that I will have the time to finish my painting. It means that I will have the time to start the other one. So I'm so excited about that. You know, I didn't think of, oh, I can stay 2 more years. No, I thought, oh, I can finish my paintings. I'm at least happy for that. And also because it will allow me to organize everything for what I see in the future by a more serene and relaxed way, I would say. Anyway, that is a good news. We are going to celebrate that tomorrow for the artwork. I will film the artwork as well, of course, and I will post the artwork after this video. So I'm going to talk about these 2 articles, and then I'm going to talk about something else which is kind of somehow related, not really, but a little. So the first article I found is the Irish Times. I will put the links below in the description box to the 2 articles, so you will be able to read them completely. I'm not going to read everything here, otherwise it's going to be too long. But I just wanted to say that the Irish Times, Donald Dinan or Dinan, I don't know, I will write here the name. It's Irish, so I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak Irish. I'm afraid that I will have to learn very quickly. 81, 82, 83. Anyway, in this article, which is very recent because it's from March, exactly March 18th, 2016, so it was this year. It's a very nice article about the album The Color of Spring. They say very nice things about this album and about Mark Hollis and about TalkTalk. So I'm very glad that even in 2016 some people think of talking about that, and it's considered still like a piece of art, and it's a music which lasts forever. I'm glad. So that's it. It's an article only with compliments and only with nice things. So you will just read it. I don't need to add on that. I think it's already enough. The other article is a little older, but not so old because it was made in October 2013, so only 3 years ago. So it's not now, but it's recent enough. It was written in the Spectator Australia by Marcus Bergman, and the name of the article is TalkTalk Bears Repetition. So first sentence of the article: first impressions always count, and they are almost always wrong. Why does he say that? It's because this guy explained that a few years ago he was, so before 2013, maybe 6 or 7 years sooner, he was listening to Spirit of Eden, and also Laughingstock and the Mark Hollis solo album, and he didn't get them. He didn't understand them. He explains all that in the article, but after several years and several times, he maybe listened to Spirit of Eden 20 times or something like that, and the last time he listened to it, before writing the article, bingo, he got it and he started loving it. At the end of the article, he says, so I don't read all the articles, same thing, I will write the link to the article, but I will tell you just what he says at the end. So he speaks about Mark Hollis. Later on, he made two even more self-absorbed and difficult albums. He's talking about Laughingstock and the Mark Hollis solo album. And then retired from the music business. Maybe it was other people's first impression that finally got to him. The ones that counted, even if they were almost always wrong. So he means that Mark Hollis maybe left because people didn't like his music at the end. But these people had a first impression, which according to this man, Marcus Bergman, these people were wrong. So I was wondering, do you think that we must be mature to understand the three last albums? I was wondering because I can tell you, because I never listened to them when they were released, so I can't tell you if I would have loved them or not. I don't know. Of course, I knew the three first albums, I knew everything, or almost. I knew very well the It's My Life album, and I knew also the first one very well. When I listened to The Color of Spring, I realized that I knew 90% of the album, so even if I didn't have it then, I knew almost everything, because it was really well advertised, really well. I knew everything, or almost. Then I didn't know Spirit of Eden at all, I didn't know Laughingstock, I didn't know the Mark Hollis solo album. I listened to them for the first time in 2014, so I was not much younger than now, and I was wondering if I would have loved them as much when I was younger. I don't know if I would have been able to understand them. So that was my question. I've been wondering that during a while. I was wondering maybe the people who were listening to them then were not mature enough, and now they got more mature, and now they get them. So it means that Mark Hollis was way in advance at that time, and people needed years, 30 years, maybe less, maybe 20 years to really appreciate that. On the other hand, the other day, a friend of my son came at home, and I was playing the Mark Hollis solo album, which is a little jazzy, and this friend loves jazz, and he told me, wow, what are you listening? It's so good, it's very jazzy, it's very interesting what you are listening to. And he's very young, he's 26 or 27 years old, so it seems that even young people can understand this kind of albums. But this friend is a musician, a very good musician, and he really loves jazz, so it's very particular. So that was a question that I had in mind. I was wondering if only mature people can understand that, or if people had to wait 30 years to be now to understand that, because a lot of young musicians now think that Mark Hollis is really a genius and that's what he made is wonderful. But maybe these people think that now, if the same people were put in the 80s, would have in the 80s or the 90s, would have they thought the same thing? I'm wondering. Maybe it's not a matter of being mature, maybe it's a matter of the period. Maybe people were not interested then, but now they see the thing differently and they are interested. I am wondering because it's very particular. I can't tell you yet if my mother likes Spirit of Eden because she had a small problem and she didn't have the time yet to listen to it. But once I know, I will tell you. I'm curious to know if she's going to appreciate it as I do. It's not usually the kind of things that she listens to, so I'm curious to know. So in this article, the guy is saying that Mark Hollis left the music industry because he was not really appreciated. Lately, I was following the BBC News. I don't know if you followed what happened with the Brexit and everything, and I saw so many people resigning. First, the First Minister, then all these people in the shadow cabinet of the Labour Party who resigned. I think there was 40 people or something like that who resigned. Then it was Boris Johnson, this MP, we say this MP, which is conservative, I think, but he was for the Brexit, so he was more in the extreme right wing. So Boris Johnson, he was supposed probably to replace David Cameron, and he resigned. And then Nigel Farage, the guy from the extreme right wing who was for the Brexit and who kind of led all this thing, resigned too. And then I was wondering, what are all these people who resign all the time in UK? And it made me think of Mark Hollis leaving his job, leaving his music, leaving the music industry, leaving the audience for no apparent reason. And I was wondering if resigning, quitting like that, it's a British thing. It shocks me. I must have something with people who are leaving. Yes, I know I have something with people who are leaving. It annoys me. I don't like that. I don't like people who leave, who go away. And I thought that for Mark Hollis it was very particular. I thought that it was something only of him. But now that I see all these people resigning in UK, even a journalist said, who can still resign? They're all left. So I'm like, is it a British thing to live like that? 81, 82, 83. Stop doing that, stay. You know, this guy Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage, they put a mess in UK and now they leave and they leave everything to the other people to take care of it. That's weird, I think. It's really weird. Or maybe there is something we don't know. That is a possibility too, because that's not normal. That's weird. And the other guy, what's his name already? Jeremy Corbyn or something like that. He's the one of the Labour Party, and everybody wants him to leave, and he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay. You know, it's supposed to be very serious and sad, this Brexit thing, but more I watch the news for that, I mean the political thing, more it makes me laugh, because if you go to France, all the politicians, they want to stay, they never want to leave, they never resign. If they are not there, they are there, if they are not there, they are there. But in UK, everybody leaves, everybody resigns, and the one we want to resign, he doesn't want, he wants to stay. It's like it's kind of absurd. It's the kind of humor like the Monty Python, you know. It makes me laugh, even though it's not funny at all. You know, it's not funny. Anyway, I was thinking of all this, If you have any opinion, please tell me. Yeah, I have other things to think in my life, but when I think of music, I think of Mark Hollis. When I think of Mark Hollis, I think of someone who left everybody and we don't even have news from him. And then I watch the BBC and what I see, people leaving too. So I'm like, stop! Stop leaving us! Stop! Stay! Stay! Anyway, yeah, I know it's not so important, but it's important to me, you know, so I don't know if it's interesting, at least it's interesting to me. But I'm not done with my quest about Mark Hollis and Tuk Tuk. I'm not done with my paintings. I was kind of in a transition period while I was waiting for my extension of stay, because I had my mind very full of that problem, but now it's not there anymore. I can stay, so for now. So I will be okay at least during 1 year and a half, and okay. So I'm going to leave you now, but I will come back. I'm not going to disappear. I have this song in my head since the moment I've been told that I had my extension of stay. The music was there all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time, the whole day. I had to play it tonight because it couldn't stop in my head. If only it was giving me a painting, but no images, nothing. Sorry, I like the music, but I can't do a painting about that. If you liked this video, please give me a thumb up. It would help me, really. And if you are interested by this kind of subject, music and art, please subscribe and you will be able to know every time I post a video. So thank you very much, and I see you very soon. Bye bye.